till I've enough eating like my smokes. Well, I don't do propositions.
Afternoon and welcome to Sport M. I'm Lakey and I'm joined by Arv. Hello, Arv. You all right?
Hello, how are you, Lakey? How are you doing, guys? You all right
I'm
today?
good. And it's a pleasure to be joined by Solomon Dacres. Hello, Sol. How are you, mate?
All good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Good stuff.
Thanks for
Brilliant
coming
stuff.
on. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
we were just catching up before we started recording, and obviously Arv was telling us that he grew up was it with your dad, wasn't it, Arv? With Sol's dad and you.
Yeah. I've known him. I've known Solomon. I've known your dad all my life. You know that. I've known him all my life. And you know, when I saw you at the Wally Amateur Club boxing, I had no idea you was his son. I was really shocked because he hadn't said anything to me. And I used to see a lot of him when I used to work on the doors back in the day up there. So I've always known your dad very, very well. You went to school with my brothers. And I was so shocked when I said, hey, you know, that's Kev's son, you know. I said, you're joking? You know what I mean? Because, you know, all us guys, we all know one another from back in the day. You know what I mean? Yes, so I was very, very shocked. You know, anyway, so, you know what? What got you into boxing? Because as far as I know, you was always a rugby player.
Yeah, man. So from school, I was playing rugby. I went down the gym. I went down Wally when I was about 15.
Mm-hmm.
One of my friends was boxing for Wally. And I was always interested, from young, but I just never, for whatever reason, the coincidence didn't come that I went down the boxing gym. So one of my friends was there from school and I went down with him and I started just training down Wally, for about 6 months, but never had a fight, never went further because I was playing rugby with the school and that. So that was taking up my time. And so I didn't really commit to the boxing because the rugby was there at school in my face. So I was doing more of that, at a good level.
Yeah.
And then I came back when I was 20 to the gym to Wally again. And I just, I said to John Nash, I said, I want to fight. I want to, how long till I can fight? And he goes, well, how long's a piece of string? Because he didn't know if I'd be any good or anything. So I had a one spar. And he goes, right, you're out on the next show next month then, after the one spar. And then we went
as straight away as that, he just sort of said, you can fight with the following month. How did you get on?
And then I won by a stoppage at TKO in the second round.
Gee. So you know what, Solomon, you was into your rugby. You was into your rugby.
Oh, your pizza's ready, Arv.
Sorry about that. You was into your rugby. What made you change from rugby? Because I know you was a very good rugby player. What made you change from rugby and go over to the boxing? What made you do that? Because I know you was a rugby man, not a boxing man. And I know that even though you had a few fights after, what made you change over?
Well, I was doing the both for a couple of years, but I was playing sort of semi-professional rugby. I was at 19, 20. And, I was doing it for, a bit of money, trying to get somewhere, but I didn't really see the pathway going forward, thinking, okay, when all the rugby's done and that, what am I going to really do? You can't get, secure your living from it. And I thought with boxing, I had the passion for the boxing as well. Like, if I get my head down and give this a proper go, I can get somewhere properly, and really change my life sort of thing. So I put my head down, I thought, you know what, we've got to give it a go, man.
Got ya. So you know what?
He's popular.
Oh dear. Oh dear. The missus is ringing. After you had how many amateur fights did you have?
So now altogether I've had about 45, 43, 45, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. And you actually, I've been having a little look through, and obviously the big one that stands out amateur-wise, which I'm sure everybody probably asks you about, is the Dubois, the amateur fight. You fought him as an amateur. How did what happened there? Because I was telling you a little bit about it.
Yeah, I boxed him twice, and he at first he beat me on decision. To be honest, two very close fights. Both fights was sort of 2 rounds to 1. He did nick him 2 rounds to 1. He had a bit more experience. I had about 20 fights at that point, and he was, seasoned on the GB squad. I had about 70 fights, international. And I was still a novice, really. I had about 20 fights, still at Wally.
Yeah.
But it was 2 good fights, close fights, man, back and forth. But he just nicked it a bit more experienced than me at that point, a bit better with the jab and that, a bit more composed. So he nicked him on decision, but 2 close fights out of him, proper good fights.
Yeah. Okay. So, Solomon, what's happening now? you know, with your amateur career, you're still in the amateurs. What's happening now? I believe that you be turning over soon. Have you turned over now?
Yeah, I've turned over now. So
okay.
In this next week, I'll have something sorted with a promoter. I've signed with SDM Boxing for a management company.
Yeah.
Signed with them as a management. That's Sam Jones. You know, he's manager of Joe Joyce. Obviously, who just boxed to bar on the weekend.
Yeah.
Signed with their management, and I'll be looking to seal a promotional contract in the next week. Probably we've got offers on the table. It's gonna wrap that up this week, and then hopefully the pro debut we're looking at January at some point, probably the end of January.
Brilliant.
I'm gonna say, who's managing you? Because I don't know who's gonna manage you.
Yeah, Sam Jones.
Okay.
Sam Jones.
So he's
Sam Joe Joyce's.
Oh yes, you said that, didn't you? Like you was going with him, didn't you?
Yeah. And I mean, so is that a recent thing? Is that a recent? You joined forces recently?
Yeah, I signed with his management company about a month ago.
Brilliant.
Okay.
In the process of getting the promoter sorted, you know, going through everything like that, and then getting ready to go January.
Excellent. Okay. And how are you finding? I mean, obviously you're excited. And I suppose the good thing now, the good news is obviously with the COVID situation. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure as an amateur, you'll probably, you know, for you, you know, we talked to a lot of professional fighters, and a big part of that conversation is how are they finding it now, you know, fighting in a ring with no sort of crowds around them. But I suppose the good news is, you know, we found out that there's going to be a vaccine that's going to be available soon. So hopefully you know, like with the football, hopefully there'll be crowds coming back to the arenas to watch the boxing and stuff. I mean, have you got any, I mean, for you, the whole empty stadium thing wouldn't have been a big issue, but are you now more excited thinking hopefully for your pro debut, you're going to be able to have crowds there watching?
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I'm looking forward to, getting some crowds there, because it's not going to be nothing new to me, really. I've boxed for GB on tournaments, you know, all around the world, and at times, you know, we're in those stadium halls and there's not many people there anyway, you know, so it's not nothing new. The crowd thing was going to be a new buzz for me. So hopefully some crowds are coming back now. It's going to be, you know, something I'm looking forward to, you know, definitely.
Yeah. And training wise, sorry, I don't know if we were talking about a few things off there. So who's your trainer? Who's your professional trainer now?
And my main coach is going to be Max McCracken. You know, he trains Cal Yafai, Gamal Yafai. You know, so I'm training with him at Acock Green now. I've gone down to his gym. You know, it's only 25 minutes for me to get down the gym there. So I've linked up with him it's been about a couple of months now. I've been training with him, you know, getting settled down and, you know, getting used to each other as well. So we should be flying by the time it comes to fight time.
Fantastic. You know, I was talking to Richard the other day, and he was on about he was thinking of getting his second. If he does get his second, would he be out training you?
Yeah, he's got it. So I've also got Richard, you know, heritage from.
Has he got it?
He's got his seconds license. He's got his pro license. So he's gonna be doing the corners as well. Yeah, he'll be there as well.
I was unaware of that. You know, I didn't know he got it yet. I know Solomon, you know, he's very proud of you, you know, he speaks highly of you, and he always has, you know, he's always speak highly of you, you know? And so I'm chuffed about that, you know what I mean? He feels really, really good about you, and he never got anything bad to say about you, you know, he always, all good. So that's a good thing, you know?
So he's got his license, so he's going to be working with me as well. I'm still doing bits of training with him as well, you know, he's coming down to Acock's Green as well, you know, doing a bit of training with Max, so they're both working together, you know, we're trying
that's a brilliant thing. Brilliant.
Yeah, good coordination there. So he's got his license, and we should have a good team then, you know, going into the corner.
I was going to say, Solomon, will he still be training the amateurs as well?
He's still got the, you know, at Worley.
Yeah, because I know he plays a big part in that Worley gym. Then he's like one of the main trainers, you know. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. But he's going to be helping me out as well, which is a good thing, you know, and fitting me in. You know, alongside Max, you know, like I've been sparring the last few weeks with you know, Joyce and Dubois.
Yeah.
The 1 week, you know, Rich came down with me for the whole week of sparring. And he was with
How did you find it?
And that sparring was a good sparring, man, as you can see. Fight, you know, it was a good fight as well. You know, they're both good level guys. So
brilliant stuff.
The sparring was very good for me.
Were you shocked by the outcome of that fight, the Joyce Dubois? Did you? I mean, I've backed me up. I said all along I had a feeling Joyce would win that one, and people thought I was probably a bit mad. Actually, you know, like, never going to happen.
I actually went for Joyce by late stoppage. You know, I did actually have it on them. I was on the Seconds Outboxing their watch along on YouTube.
Okay.
Doing it live, and I did. My prediction was a Joyce by late stoppage. You know, I did say just before the fight, so.
Okay.
Come off, you know. I didn't put no bets on, but you know, a few people put bets on my advice, man. I got a few quid.
I wish I see. I never put a bet. I never bet, and I keep calling these fights right at the minute, don't I? And I never put any money on. I could have paid my mortgage off by now. You know, I'm so
it's true that you always get it right.
I know. I mean, yeah, but when I start betting on it, I'll get it wrong. So that's you know what I mean. That's why I don't.
Always the case, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm too much of a coward. But I mean, so sparring wise, obviously, Joyce did what other training you up to at the minute? Obviously, if you're starting to look at January, you're gonna have to be really good over Christmas, which sucks.
Yeah.
But so I mean, what sort of training you up to at the minute?
Yeah, just you know, your normal, you know, just the daily, you know, running, of course. You know, my pad work, my bag work, you know, max McCracken, my strength and conditioning, just my general daily training. You know, training twice a day. You know, trying to just stay active. You know, and really, you know, never really lose fitness myself. You know, being on the GB squad, we're year round, we're always training anyway. So that's a habit for me. You know,
okay.
Not too far away from it.
You know, I'm going to say, Solomon, how you find the transition, man, from going from the amateurs to the pros? How have you found it?
Yeah, training wise, you know, it was a bit of my first session. I went to train with Max. You know, my first session, I didn't really know what I was gonna do, man. We said we were gonna do a bit of pads and that. We ended up doing about 15 rounds of pads and bags. I was exhausted.
Did you like change it, like, because you know, as you know, in the amateurs we seem to bounce around a bit. Did you sort of keep you like calm you down, like
settle yourself down? You got more time in there, you know. Time to work on things, you know. But the session itself was much longer.
Okay, I'm gonna say so. Will you be doing your first fight? Will you be doing threes or will you be have a couple of twos? Because normally, you know, I just wanted to know what will you be doing in your first fight.
Straight to obviously 6-rounder, straight to a 6-rounder.
Okay, and will it be threes or twos? Because you know sometimes
only threes. Yeah, I never 2-minute rounds.
Oh, that's good. Because sometimes, you know, they do that. You know, sometimes
they do that.
They'll put you in
2-minute rounds.
Yeah, sometimes in the pros they'll put you in someone like you. They put you in at a twos, but I don't think it will suit you because it's so really quick. I done quite a few of them.
I wouldn't look at 2-minute rounds at all.
Nah, it wouldn't be long. I mean, I suppose not being funny. I mean, Joe Joyce. If you're like with Sam, the Joe Joyce management and stuff, you look at Joe Joyce. And I mean, obviously, you've got a vast amateur background, part of Team GB. Is it Bob Dylan? You know, and you know, for you jumping in, are they looking at getting you fast tracked? You know, a bit like Joyce, because he went in. I can't remember his first opponents. You know, they put him in with some real tough guys, didn't
Lewison,
they?
I think it was. Yeah, he did a 10-rounder, didn't he?
Lewison. Yeah, that was it. And he's. Yeah, go on, mate. Sorry.
Probably as fast track. Joyce is a bit older than me. Obviously, he's 35. I'm only just turned 27. I've got a bit more time, so they said, you know, we won't rush it. We won't be too slow. You know, we don't want to, you know, be fighting, you know, just journeyman constantly. But you know, when you start off, you know, we'll just take out a bit of time. You know, we're not going to rush it. But I've said to them, you know, I'm ready to step up whenever I need to step up. To be honest,
itching to go.
Yeah.
And how are your family? Are they very supportive? Like, I've knows your dad. You know, are your family well behind you with it all? You know, really excited for it, or worried, or
excited. I keep my family a bit away from the boxing. You know, it's always been just you know, I'm gone. I'm doing my thing, and I'll come back when I'm done. You know,
Well, I'm sure your dad, he knows a lot. Does he know a lot that you going pro in that though?
Yeah, he knows all that, man. He's all up to date. Yeah, of course.
He must be well proud, man. I know him from always. You know what I mean?
Gotta be proud.
Don't say much, you know, about that. My dad.
No, well, and like he was a terrific basketball player. You know, do you know about all that? Like he had the scholarship and all that. He had going to America. Yeah. You know all about that.
They played all around Europe and that basketball. Yeah, man. As
well. Yeah. You know, and I just imagine him to just be so proud. I haven't seen him for a long time though.
Yeah, man. He's not one to really, you know, get me too far ahead of myself, you know.
Yeah.
Keeps you grounded.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah.
So have you got any idea about who potentially your opponent could be in January, or are you still waiting? Obviously, I suppose you've got to wait, because at the minute, like you said, you're waiting to sign with a promoter, and I know you said you've got some offers.
Depends on promoter, and, you know, with my management and Max McCracken, you know, we'll pick an opponent. The first one, you know, I don't know who's going to be. It could be just, you know, a bit of a soft touch or whatever. I'm not really too fussed, you know. I'd like a live opponent, someone that actually comes to fight, and then can have a good little show for my debut, and look good, of course. But I don't know who's going to be at all there.
And if people, trying to get people to know you a little bit now, because obviously you're going pro, how would you describe your fighting style? Are you more of a boxer? Are you a box puncher? Or are you just an all-out puncher? Or
box puncher, really? I've obviously been on the GB squad. I've really learned, technically the boxing side of things. I've really improved there. But naturally, I'm an aggressive fighter, man. I got fast hands. I love to, put the pressure on, go forward. Got explosive power in both hands as well. But also I've got developed my boxing skills. Over the last 4 years on the GB squad. There's no way I couldn't develop my boxing skills. I've really, elite boxer, I think, as well. So, but really exciting, man. Explosive. Pressure.
What was it like down there training with Bob Dylan? Believe it or not, so that was my amateur coach. I had all my fights with Bob Dylan back in the day. I was shocked when I heard he'd become an England coach, but we're surprised because when I was with him, I had all the confidence in the world, and I very, very rarely lost when I was with him. He had so much confidence in me. What's it like training with him at the GB squad?
Yeah, man, it's been good. You got a load of coaches. Bob obviously is local to us as well. So having him up there in Sheffield.
Yeah, he just lives around. He just lives down the corner from me, actually.
Yeah, he's been at Wally back in the day. He's done my corner a few times as well in tournaments. And he fills you with confidence. Bob does.
He does, 100%.
Yeah. It's been good, man. There's a lot of coaches up there that you get a good different perspective from all of them.
Yeah,
they've all been there. Multiple Olympic games all around the world. They're top coaches. So it's like you can just trust what they're saying. You just put your faith in coaches, and you can just put your head down and work and know what they're saying. They've been there before, so you don't have to worry about that. You can just listen to your coaches, get the training done, and you can improve.
Okay.
Go on, I'm sorry, mate. Go on.
I'm going to say, what do you, while you were down there, did you? I know that I've seen you with Anthony Joshua a few times on posters and stuff. While you were down there, did he come down and train with you guys?
Yeah, Joshua always trains there in Sheffield, and that's where all his fights he's actually training in the same gym as us.
Okay, and does he still go down there now?
Now, still now for this Pula fight, he trains in the GB gym because we've Rob.
Okay.
Rob McCracken's the head of the GB boxing, and also
that's right. Okay, yeah.
So he'll train just after. So we finished our GB sessions. He'll train around that. But he's in the gym as well. He'll come in the gym when we're in there. And I used to always obviously spar him. So I've been sparring him quite a bit for the last couple of years as well. Also been on GB. But yeah, Joshua just trains in the same gym as us.
I'm going to say,
you've been sparring with Joshua, have you previously? You say?
Yeah. Last couple of years, I've done a good few rounds with Joshua. I've for a few fights for the last 2-3 years.
That must be a hell of an experience as well. I mean, that's top quality. For you moving across as a pro, I mean, to have that, like you said, you've sparred Dubois, Joshua. I mean, blimey, that's a creme de la creme of sparring right there, really.
Yeah, that's a unified champion right there. So, what are you looking for? It's right there, and I'm sparring and, taking it all in whilst I am as well.
Yeah. Is he a good guy to be around? Nice guy? I mean...
Yeah, man, he's a sound guy, man. He's friend of mine really up there when I'm sparring him and outside, give you advice, and he's a cool guy, man.
And has he been supportive? I mean, obviously he must know you're going pro. Has he been very supportive of that with you, sort of encouraged you to do that?
Yeah, before I haven't really spoke to him the last couple of weeks or so, because obviously I've left the squad, but being on the squad and I'm there, I speak to him all the time.
Yeah.
Will you still be down there, will you? Will you still go down there, Solomon, from time to time, or
not so much in a minute, but I did actually get called. Rob McCracken did call me to go up and spar Joshua the other week, but I was doing the Joyce and Dubois camp, so I was in London that day, and he did phone me to go up and spar Joshua, but I was sparring Dubois. But yeah, so I will probably be back there a couple of times, for some sparring and such. Definitely.
Oh, you've got to do it. You've got to do it. It'd be nice to go back anyway, I should think.
Of course.
This is your roots, isn't it? And
you do go there as well to spar. They always bringing pros in, because they know. No matter who you bring there, you got top quality guys at GB all the time to spar. You got 2-3 guys at each weight that are top quality.
Yeah. And out of the so now, you know, being as you've got experience of sparring those guys, out of the three, who's, you know, silly question, but I'll ask it, who hits the hardest?
It's the hardest, yeah, man. I've been asked this one. It's hard to single punch power. Dubois and Joshua are very close. Joyce is very strong. Was more of a clubbing, like, you know, 3-4 clubbing shots. That single explosive power is close between Joshua and Dubois, you know. But I think Joshua puts his shots together better.
Seriously?
Yeah, their power's close, you know, very close.
Oh.
Joshua's just a bit sharper with it. But
yeah,
Dubois got the power, man, definitely as well. So it's close between them.
Yeah. And with Dubois, do you think, I mean, obviously the eye was a really bad injury that he got against Joyce. I mean, for me, I know people are going, oh, you know, he quit. I don't think he quit. I think he was very sensible because that eye was bad. That's my personal opinion again, because it could have been a lot worse, you know, with more blows to it. And Joyce, like you say, proper clubbing sort of fighter. But do you I mean, knowing Joyce, Dubois, do you see him coming back and you know, doing all right?
Yeah, he'll come back and do good, man. You know, maybe hopefully the eye injury is not it recovers well. You know, hopefully it's not in the back of his mind. You know, if he gets touched on it in his next fight, it's, you know, seeing how he reacts. You know, if he takes a few jabs on it. But Dubois, you know, he's dedicated. He's committed. You know, he's just in and out of the gym, nothing else really. He's, you know, very dedicated boxer. So he'll definitely come back, man. He'll get straight in the gym when he can, and he'll go again.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, Dubois is very, very good fighter. You know, not Dubois, Joyce. I think Joyce is a very good fighter and very underestimated. Has very, very, very good boxing ability. And
do you know he reminds me of? Do you know he reminds me of? And I thought it when he was fighting Dubois, very much like Foreman. Do you know, like George Foreman was that big, strong bear, wasn't he?
Big clubbing.
Yeah, big clubbing, and the sort of shots that when he hits people, you can see, you can hear it from 10 miles. It's just like a big thud, you know. The guy, but he's underestimated. I cannot believe he's 35 years old. You know, it's crazy. You know, he's ageless. It's like Peter Pan. Yeah. You know, I can see that guy going on for years.
Yeah, he started quite late. He didn't start till 23. So really, you know, 12 years in the game. You know, he's coming into his prime, sort of thing. You know, in terms of that.
And Solomon, that guy got a solid chin. You know, he got a solid chin.
Immovable.
What plan B have you got against someone like him when you can't knock him out?
Man, you've just got to be, you know, fit as a butcher's dog and be able to not stop punching. That's the only way. You've got to just hope you can keep punching for the whole 12 rounds, man, and not get yourself out, because he don't stop punching, man.
I can't see anybody ever stopping that guy. I mean, he is. When people, I mean, Dubois, like a big punching guy, like you've said, explosive power, and he hit Joyce with some big shots, and that geezer didn't move, did he? He was just it was like he kind of went, oh, I've been it, and he shook his head and then he went back.
Carried on.
Didn't he? I was like, that's mental.
You hear people say, "Oh, he's decent, he's slow," and that. I think he's a lot better than what people think. You know what I mean?
You don't understand what it's like till you actually see him. For myself, like being in the ring with him, or you see him in the ring against someone good, and then you realize, well, why isn't that person doing this and that to him? You know, because he has that presence where, you know, his generalship in the ring, you know, his distance, timing, is all like with that jab. You'd think he didn't look that quick, but it was hitting Dubois' head every single time.
Another thing, when he's fighting he fought some quality opponents with 20 wins and 2 losses when he's only had 2 or 3 fights. I think, you know, he's got to be pretty useful to be able to get him out of there, you know. So
well, he got a silver medal at the Olympics, and let's be honest, in Rio, and a lot of people think he should have got the gold. You know, so you don't get to that. You don't get those. You know, you don't get
achieving that.
Yeah. So I found it a bit disrespectful the way people were kind of writing him off. You know, was good, but Joyce, you know, and I've always been a fan, and I you know, what's next for him, don't know, but you know, they're all good fighters, and I'm looking forward to seeing you getting into the mix. That's going to be exciting. I'm very excited for you.
I can't wait to get in the mix, man, and just hopefully get myself up to them top levels and start, you know, putting on some good fights and competing and, you know, beating those top guys as well, man. That's what I'm trying to aim for, really.
Yeah, fantastic. Looking forward to it. You know, I'm looking forward to it, really. I've told Richard about I said I can't wait to see you get in there. You know what I mean? I speak with him quite regularly, you know, as well. You know, so Always ask about you.
But what we'll do, we'll let you get on because we've taken enough of your time. But thank you for coming on and joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. And you know, when maybe you can let Arv know when you've got your pro debut confirmed, because that we'll put that out for you as well. That'd be great, and it'd be brilliant to get you back on as you're going along, if that's all right.
Awesome, man. Yeah, definitely, man. Just keep updated, you know, and obviously I'll speak to Arv as well, and you know, we'll get updated and jump on again, man. When you need
one more thing. Have you got any sponsors or want to name out any sponsors?
Yeah, have you got any shout outs you want to do? Shout outs are our forte.
I'm looking for sponsors, to be honest. You know, going into my first fight, you know, that's something we're gonna try to pick up a few sponsors. So
fantastic. I'm sure you will.
Anyone that want to sponsor me, man, just, you know, get on board, because you know, everyone's gonna, after I've had a couple of fights, man, everyone's gonna want to jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah,
we'll put that out on Twitter and well, obviously this is going out on YouTube anyway, but we'll definitely push that for you, mate. No problem.
Man, appreciate that.
No problem at all. And I'm sure, like you say, I reckon you'll have sponsors coming out your ears probably very soon. So you probably have enough room on your fight gear for them, you know. But thanks for coming on, Sol, and it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you. And good luck, and have a great Christmas, obviously, because that's coming up, and you won't be able to eat a lot, I'm sure. You know, you won't be able to eat. Not indulge, you know. You'll have to watch yourself. But good luck with it. When we look for, and like I say, we'll put the tweets out for the sponsorship, and we're definitely going to keep a close eye. It'd be great to get you back on.
Man, I appreciate it, guys, man. Thanks.
Nice one.
Thank you, Sol.
Thank you.